Hello, 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 and welcome to Slipstream. And a little surprise as well, because obviously you did see Solar and Slimdog on the card, but it is me, it is I, and to join with me is big old Slimdog. How are you doing today, man?
I am doing absolutely brilliant, to be honest with you. I am so excited. Of course, this is my first time casting this certain event. It's week 2 of the league play, and it's certainly an exciting time. If you are just joining us, we've got an interesting matchup here today. It's Ascension Kyrios versus Donkey Punch. Sorry. Two good lineups going ahead against each other, who both came out with a good week 1.
And it is Division 1.2 as well, so we've got some of the highest level Rocket League coming up against, or coming up to you, and Donkey Punch somehow a censored name in Rocket League as well. I don't know what's up with that. I guess they don't really like donkeys that much, or you can't have animal names. Well, the first time that we're casting together as well, which should be an absolute blast for sure. And then, yeah, later today we're going to have Rise Eastward for Fort Templar. I'm just waiting for everybody to join up in the lobby, and as soon as they get in there, well, I'm willing to get started, but obviously they are not. So essentially, Kyrios versus Donkey Punch. What are your thoughts?
Well, Ascension Kyrios won in week 1 versus Code Red, of course, a good team. They won with a scoreline of 3-1, but Donkey Punch were also victors in week 1, beating Vicious in another 3-1 scoreline. So they both finished week 1 with a 3-1 series win. It seems fairly even on paper right now. Obviously, it's only week 1, so you can't judge too much, but we do know they are good teams, very good players. It just all comes down to the play style, in my opinion. We need to see a fast play from both teams, but also precise play. We need to see passes from clearances, and we need to see the players ready to take the opportunities and capitalize on any mistakes that the opposition team makes.
Yeah, if at the highest level you don't do that, you're just gonna get swept, or you're gonna make too many mistakes yourself or whatever. If you don't capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, then you're probably not going to be at the highest level anyway, because that is such an essential part of either of the highest level, to force those mistakes to come out, to make sure that you are able to capitalize, because otherwise forcing those mistakes don't actually matter. And you see that quite often with teams having a lot of pressure continuously, the opponent also making the mistake, and then that shooting accuracy is just slightly off. But yeah, 3-1 scoreline to both teams in the first week. Obviously, one team then has to take a loss this week, which obviously you don't want to do. It is not too bad though if you won your first week, lost your second. It should be an absolutely phenomenal matchup.
But yeah, the important thing is, even if you do lose in the second week, like you mentioned, they got the first week dub, but they need to come out in the third week. If they do take the L here, they need to go through into week 3 and prove that they can do better. But for now, we are focusing on the week 2 performance. Ascension Kyrios versus Donkey Punch. Here we go.
And let's hope Kurtz's power doesn't go out like it was last time. Moggy tries to rip a shot immediately. Kurtz with the save. Now there's Nora into the mid, into Nulai, who goes off the backboard, already slacking in that slight accuracy. So Moggy can pick it up in the midfield. Nulai decides to go back though, and that should be a free ball for Kurtz until he gets to 50 with Nulai. Does incredible on the 50. Nora with a miss as well. Kurtz has somehow got through the entire defense without really putting in too much effort. Finally, Moggy picks it up, and now it's a 2v1 situation for Donkey Punch as well, just back and forth right now.
Yeah, it's pinball, football, well, pinball Rocket League right now, one into the other. Nothing too special right now. 40 seconds in, we've not seen any major chances, but we can see that the chances will keep coming. As Nulai just playing that one to the left side of the post, but it is, like I said, pinball, one end to the other, but it's Moggy trying to keep the pressure up. So far, I am looking more interested in Donkey Punch. They seem like they're getting more pressure put on Ascension Kyrios, but you will never tell this early on which way it will go. It's Curzon, it will just shove you up straight away.
They really need only one good opportunity, and that can just go into the back of the net. Mackie, can he create that one good opportunity? This goes to the center, and it seems like both teams are able to create that opportunity. Chucho, is he able to get that one in? No, he's just a little bit too slow to pop that either into the backboard. Curzon has a second go, but that's Moggy, who starts to go on the transition. It's a weak flick because he didn't have too much boost. Mackie doesn't have the greatest flick out though. Noreen tries to do something, and it seems as if both teams have that pressure, but are currently lacking that little bit of accuracy, that little bit of finish finishing power to actually get it into the back of the net. Nora has another opportunity. That one is also a little bit too weak. Nulai also missing, and that just proves my point.
Yeah, you mentioned the finishing power. What about the finishing touch? They're not even getting the final touch, the most important touch of any attacking play. They're getting close, but it's just not close enough. But Kurza finding that far right-hand side post, bottom corner, brilliantly placed there by him, and it puts Ascension Kyrios 1-0 in the lead.
Muggy had a little bit of an intimate time with his teammate there, getting all bumped up nice and snuggly in the goal. Well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You can have that after the match. And Kurza looking to continue this momentum. Chucho is up. Muggy beats him then. It seems as if Donkey Punch is beating Ascension Kyrios in the air quite a decent bit. Pretty much, well, a lot of the times, Donkey Punch, they were... Okay, Nora is just completely gone. He must have had some connections issue or something here.
Well, it looks like Nulai was just trying to play it forward to Moggy, but Moggy missed the touch, and Nura, he expected the touch there from Moggy. He had full trust, or like you said, it was a connection issue. But either way, you cannot be having such poor defensive positioning, and I mentioned before the game, you have to capitalise on the mistakes of the opposition, and Kyrios have done that perfectly, and Chucho makes it 2-0.
Great start, but there's still 2.5 minutes left to play. More than, well, now not more than half time. But Nora, he has the first opportunity for them after a little while. Good passing play into Muggy. Muggy tries for the double tap. Can he actually read it? No, he misses the touch. He doesn't even get the shot on. Then the shot from Nulai gets easily blocked. But if that was a double touch, it didn't necessarily have to be a good shot. As long as it was on target, that already forced someone to go for it into an awkward spot. And Donkey Punch, they're slacking a little bit right now.
Yeah, they are slacking. They had a really, really good start. We saw them with the majority of the chances, but they just couldn't find the finishing touch, like I mentioned earlier. But as soon as that first Kyrios goal went in, the momentum shifted completely in favour of Kyrios, and Donkey Punch just haven't found their way back into the game. They're looking to do so here, but Moggy again just not getting that all-important touch, and that's what's been missing from Kyrios, Donkey Punch right now. Sorry.
I was expecting a nutty play out of Muggy because he did get the flip reset on that, but I don't think he realized it until it was too late. If he was a professional freestyler, just instantly pulling off that flip reset. Now Kurza tries to rip a shot. It is slightly wide. Muggy has the clear out. Chucho is there to put that one right back in though, not really letting Donkey Punch any space, but they're going to need to create some. But that is a very good demo on the back line from Kurza, or no, from Chucho, I do apologize. Kurza was the shooter into the back of the net. 3-goal lead for Kyrios.
Well, yeah, that demo there in that right-hand corner just left Kurza with practically an open net. Just hit that ball on target and you will find yourself with another goal, and that goal has put them 3-0 up. The 3-goal cushion now. It's been a really good first game as soon as they found that goal. They need to save one here though, which Maki does very well, and he gets a beautiful follow-up touch. But as soon as they found that goal, they have been on top this whole game. It's been a really good first game performance.
And Nora, he is apparently lagging a little bit. At least they got said in chat. They want a server restart. Obviously, we will make sure to do that. But this is a good opportunity. Even with lag, this should be going in. It is, but with a lot more trouble than it should have been. No, I will be able to put that one in. But come on, lads. This could have been a lot simpler.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Kyrios just expected that ball to go in straight away, so they didn't bother positioning themselves to even save it. But like I said, they made it a lot harder for themselves, but Donkey Punch will be going into the second game. There's still a long time left in this game, though. They could come back, who knows? But if they don't, they'll be going into the next game thinking, well, at least it wasn't a shutout, and we did get at least something from this game.
Yeah, Rocket League is a mental game once again. I always say that Rocket League is a mental game. If you end it well, that is at least going to be good for the next game. You can count that first game out as just warm up. Nura was lagging, nothing was going your way, you got unlucky. Fine, into the second game, and that's where you need to start playing. That's where everything needs to start going. And well, that is also what they need to start talking about with 10 seconds left on the ball in their half. Donkey Punch, they're not going to be able to make this comeback. And well, Ascension Kyrios, they were beat to the ball quite a decent bit, but still managed to beat out Donkey Punch in a 3-1 scoreline.
Well, yeah, you mentioned that the first game is an important one, and it is a mental game. The first game normally I find is the one where you just taking a little look at how the other team are playing and just trying to figure out the way that they'll be going in playing for the rest of the series. And it seems like to me, Kyrios will definitely be wanting to have the majority of the game played in the air, because you mentioned early on in the game that they were dominating the aerial play. They were always getting to that first ball in the air, always winning the challenges. But when it was on the ground, that's when Donkey Punch were dangerous, and that's where the majority of their chances came from.
It's for Donkey Punch all about that final touch right now. They're not really getting a good one, or not one at all, which is even more problematic. I mean, sure, it can be a fake sometimes, but you need to get that final touch. You need to get that on target. And maybe that little bit of ping issue or something, it might just be a mental blockade for them as well. So if they can get that fixed, then well, as soon as everybody's in, which I think everybody is, we can get this one underway. And there we go. Game number 2, an all-important one. They felt each other out like a high school locker room. I don't know whether I should have said that, but it doesn't matter. The game is underway. Good bomb. Nulai out to the side. Can he extend that one? Yes, Muggy off the sidewall as well. And here we go. Muggy, can he get this second touch? No, it gets blocked off the sideboard, but Nulai will be able to get it in a lot better start.
Well, that is a much better start from Donkey Punch. They got the goal within 15 seconds of play. That was a brilliant play by Moggy. He nearly got the second touch himself, but it's Nulai who got the follow-up and found himself with a fairly open net to shoot in. It's the start that Donkey Punch would have wanted, and Kyrios have something to do in this game now. Maki being forced into a save there.
And immediately to the mid. Oh my word, Donkey Punch. They're continuing this pressure. A perfect shot coming out from Nora. This is going to be an incredibly slow goal. 29 kph. Actually not as slow as I would have thought, but absolute perfection on the shot here.
Literally just 10 seconds after their last goal, they find a second. Not even 30 seconds gone in this match, and they're already 2-0 up. Maybe it was the server. They could be saying that. I think that's what they'll be thinking themselves, 100%. But like I said, Kyrios, they have something to do now. 2-0 down. Well, 1-0 down was bad enough, but 2 goals this early on. I mean, they've got plenty of time to prove themselves and to turn this scoreline around. But if it carries on like this for Donkey Punch, it's going to be a difficult uphill climb.
That's always the positive thing. If you just concede a lot of goals early, well, you've got more than enough time to rectify those mistakes and actually try and go back and make that comeback. Obviously, it's still not what you want. Nora into the corner. 27 boost left in the tank. That's not really going to bounce favorable for him. Maki will be able to clear that one out. Good air dribble. Gets past 2. Shot coming on target. No, Nolai was in. Not able to save. And Kurtza and Maki combining perfectly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a pinch, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay, I've been corrected. Yeah, fair enough. I thought at first look that was a pinch between Maki and Kurz, but no, Kurz just got a really good, powerful shot off of a good dribble there from Maki up in the air. Well, they've cut that goal 2-goal deficit down by half. It's now 1. Kurz got that goal, the much-needed goal. Momentum is with them right now. Donkey Punch, though, will be wanting to make this their game again. And they'll definitely have the confidence to do so after going up by 2 so early on. But it's definitely much better from Kyrios. They will be much happier with that goal.
Especially because it's just a good goal as well. It's not a massive mistake on the back line from Donkey Punch that Kyrios got incredibly lucky to get. It was a good self-created goal. So that's always a good confidence booster. A shot coming on from Kurtz. Nora will be able to save that one. Muggy gets bumped out of the way of the extension. Now it's Nulai and Maki in a 1v1 situation, and Maki just hits it out to the side. Nulai able to get over Kurtz as well. Muggy, can he be there first? No, it's Chucho, but Muggy gets a good block on it. Will be Maki back in time though. Well, I don't know whether that's the greatest touch one. Apparently this server is bad as well, but no, that pass isn't. Oh my, Kurtz, he's in the passing lane every single time.
He's in the passing lane every single time, and he's also in a goal scoring mood. That's another goal for him so far in this series. 2-2 now. He scored both goals in this game. He's had 4 shots as well. Maki with 3. But his 2 teammates, Maki and Chucho, they have an assist each to their name. Much better from Kyrios. They'll be happy to be back in this game, and Maki makes an important save there. The momentum would have been lost straight away if that one had trickled its way into the back of the net.
And Donkey Punch once again on the counter-offensive. And they're looking to look Kyrios in here. It's Muggy up for the double tap. Misses it once again. And Nora, he's way too far out of the play. Good recognition by Maki. Slows the play down, or at least catches the ball on top of his car. And then tries to go for a shot of the sidewall. Muggy, can he pick that one up? Yes, he can. They still manage to keep this attack going, and almost a demo attempt coming out, not fulfilling it, not succeeding in it. And that is just straight to Chucho, which should now be a counter attack coming in from Kyrios.
Yeah, it's definitely a much more even game this time. Still fairly end-to-end, if you ask me. Still a 50-50 game, could go either way. But Donkey Punch, every time they get forward, it's a similar situation to last time. They just can't find that all-important touch. And again, it's the aerial battle. They can't get any touches in the attacking third when it's in the air. Just keep it on the floor if that's the case. That's a mistake they're making right now. And they could have easily scored 4 or 5 if they'd just found that touch, but they're just missing out on it. But nonetheless, they are still making the chances, but so are Ascension, Kyrios. But right now it's Donkey Punch who are all over them, in my opinion.
Yeah, they are all over them, but the scoreline is perfectly equal, and as you said, they're not capitalizing on those challenges, on those chances. So it doesn't really matter. I think Kyrios would be completely fine with it, because if they do passing plays like that and only need a few chances to convert into a goal, they're perfectly fine with that being locked up in the defense. Donkey Punch, they need to start converting more. This is an opportunity to be Muggy off the backboard. That's obviously going to be intercepted. Nola also with a terrible shot. It's not a pass nor a shot, and something needs to change. And can Nori make that change? Not just yet. 40 seconds left, and Donkey Punch, they've got enough chances, they've got enough pressure, but yet to score.
Well, they have all the pressure, and I just feel like it'll be one of those kind of games where it just finishes with Donkey Punch trying to find a shot, and it's just a clearance from Ascension. Kyrios that manages to find its way into the back of the net. Like Kurzer, he's going to try and go for it now. It falls to Maki. He needs to try and cut this one inside. It does fall into the middle, but nobody is there this time.
I'm going to call it already. Ascension Kyrios are going to win this game with a long shot or something. Donkey Punch, they're going to get too greedy. And it might happen in overtime as Nulla is up for this one. No, both miss. They both expected the other one to beat them to it. Confidence or the read not really on point. And indeed, we go into overtime, and let's see whether it can be finished with that long range shot from Kyrios.
Well, yeah, I think Donkey Punch would definitely much rather have the overtime than some scrappy goal. Oh man, okay, I thought Maki got that good touch there. It could be a long shot. That goes in. It is the long shot, but it is not for Ascension Kyrios. It's actually Donkey Punch, and I was mentioning it would probably be a clearance that just finds its way into the back of the net, but it is Donkey Punch who get this one. And regarding my last statement about them being happy with the overtime, they definitely will be in this case, taking game 2 with a very close scoreline there of 3-2.
Hey, I called it, but also not really. I called what was going to happen, but you know what? We'll take it. We take those. We count them up. We are going for a little server reset. That's why you see everybody leaving that lobby, because the server once again, well, Psyonix, thank you for great Rocket League servers. Really want to thank you for that, because obviously everybody knows Psyonix are great with servers. Now we're going to do a little server remake, and then we'll get this underway. A 1-0 scoreline now, and finally Donkey Punch have gotten something going. Managed to get the win as well off the back of an incredibly early start, but it's still a little bit iffy if you ask me.
Yeah, well, they did get that game 2 win. We did say game 1 will probably be an off game for them, but they took game 2 3-2, but I still don't think that they're too confident playing in the air. I think they need to keep that ball towards the floor. Obviously, you can't just attack in one way, but the majority of their attacks are coming from the air, but they're not finding the finishing product. They're not even getting a final touch on it to even find the back of the net. So they need to keep it on the floor. It's where the better chances come from, and it's where all of their goals came from in the last game. But Ascension Kyrios, on the other hand, their passing plays were just immaculate in the last game, and it's Nuri trying to get the double to there, but again, just not good enough.
The initial shot should have been in, the second shot should have been in, probably maybe even the third attempt should have been in, or the triple tap. All misses coming out, and that is a bad start for Donkey Punch. Obviously, they didn't concede, so it's not that terrible, but it's always so annoying when you continuously shoot and shoot and shoot, and you don't get anything on target. And they really need to get that fixed. They won last game, but I don't think they're going to be pulling much more of those off if they can't finish their or can't change their shooting. And let's see whether they can do that. It's a good shutdown by Muggy early on in the attack, though. Keeping this ball in the Kyrios half. It's a good fake coming out from Maki. 1v1 situation. Nulai challenged it early, and that's a good challenge because Maki didn't really get the greatest flick. As Kurtz is only one back. Muggy, you could have been going for that. I'm not too sure because it was last man. It was an awkward situation.
Yeah, it was an awkward situation indeed. I'm finding that the majority of these opportunities are rather awkward for Donkey Punch. They're just positioning themselves in an like, I know I keep saying awkward. They're positioning themselves extremely awkwardly. It means that they're not having any ease with the shots that they're trying to find, or with the clearances either. Like, you see Moggy coming from behind the player there, just getting rid of that one. Yeah, he sent it forward, which is good, but I'm positive that one of the other two players would have had a much better clearance had they had the chance.
If you're not fully in rotation at the proper place, then either you're going to be too late, you're going to get a weak touch, and at some point that's going to lead to a goal as Muggy takes to the backward. Kurtz doesn't really get the greatest clear out. Actually, Maki makes sure it is a good clear. That's phenomenal speed in the air. Once again, Kurtz just had the touch and decided to flip out of that, or just completely flip wrong. I'm guessing the latter one. And now Donkey Punch, can they go on the counter? Kurtz is to that ball first. Should be able to block this one as well, and it's a decent situation for Donkey Punch. They're once again showing that pressure, but are they also showing the saving capabilities? No, they're not, because Kurtz, it was a phenomenal shot, but this could have been saved.
I feel like this is the play at the minute. I don't know if you've seen the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but there was one episode that I always remember. It was a basketball episode. The question they asked was, what do you do when you get the ball? And the answer was always, passed it to Will. I feel like that's the play style here that Ascension Kyrios are going for. When you're in the attacking third, what do you do with the ball? Pass it to Kurzer and it will find yourself in the back of the net.
Yeah, you're showing absolutely amazing consistency in that shooting, on pretty much every shooting angle. And Nori, can he get that center though? Donkey Punch, they need to get a little masterclass from Kurtze, because they are doing the opposite of what he's doing. Maki, once again, great speed in that defensive half. Gets it out all the way towards Nulla, who was the last man. Muggy with an inside passing play. Well, come on, Chucho was not going for that. You could have done a little bit more than just hit that, throw that away to the corner. He was the last man. They're not really playing that smart either, not really reading their opponents.
Oh no, it just feels like if they see the chance to even play it up into the middle, whether there's a teammate there or not, they're just going to do it. And when they're doing that, they're just throwing the ball away. Like there, it's not a pass to Nure, it's just a hit downfield, but it's just gone straight to Chucho, the Ascension Kyrios player, and it just allows Ascension to counter-attack. It's not too much thought to their play, it's just seeing the ball and wanting to hit it. But that one, okay, this time it worked out for them, but that was just pure bad defensive positioning and bad defensive play, in my opinion, from Kyrios. But nonetheless, Moggy did get a good shot there.
Yeah, Chucho went for the touch, but didn't actually think what was going to happen after that with when he touched the ball. Didn't really think about the future, and that's also something that Donkey Punch have been doing. As you just said, they're just kind of throwing it at the backboard. They're just throwing it around and see whatever sticks. Well, currently it's not a lot. Nulai has a relatively open net to shoot at. Oh my word, that actually almost went in. I was going to say that is once again another missed open net. That was off the post, a lot closer than I initially thought. It's going to bounce mid. Nulai up for the shot. That's a decent block. That's going to drop down. That's an awkward read from Maki, no. And that is exactly why. Because you're so afraid. It's right above your car, and it's so hard to control it then.
Yeah, that's just a really awkward 50 there, and Maki caught flat-footed. I say there's not too much he could do, but there's also a lot more he could do. He could just jump, boost up, and then save his flip to get the clearance away, but he said no. He uses his double jump straight away, and that's what makes it awkward for him. Mechanical error has cost him and Ascension Kyrios big time. We're into the final minute, the final 50 seconds, and they're 1-0 down. Could be 2 goals down, but no, lucky for them, it is still that 1-goal advantage for Donkey Punch, and Maki is here ready to counter-attack, but he's not got the boost for it.
And he's been in the class of Kurtz, but apparently wasn't paying enough attention because it was only slightly off. He did learn a little bit, at least shot it close to on target. Fortunately not able to capitalize, but it doesn't really matter for them because they, as you see on the scoreboard, they are still up. But one goal, can they make it two? Nulla with a slightly missed shot, but if they just keep this in the Ascension Kyrios half without overcommitting too much, that's going to be perfectly fine for them. Last 14 seconds is all they need to hold on to. Chucho, he's trying to change something. That's a decent 50. Goes straight to Muggy. He's just taking it up into the air with a flip reset, wasting time off the clock. Kurtzen catches that, but I think that's going to be game, and indeed it is. It is Donkey Punch who go up 2-1.
These games have been unbelievably close. When you're always going into the dying embers of the game, the latter stages of the game, it seems like Donkey Punch just hold on, and all of a sudden, Kyrios just can't attack. I mean, saying that about the latter stages of the game, they couldn't attack at all, really. This game, Donkey Punch absorbed everything. Kyrios only had 3 shots, one of which from Kurza went in, but the other 2 were saved by Nullai, who had a really good game for himself. Donkey Punch taking that one 2-1, they completely dominated. They could have scored so many more goals, and it could have been so much more comfortable for them, but they made it awkward for themselves.
Donkey Punch, they indeed kept that pressure so well onto Kyrios, kept them in their defending half at all times, making sure that there was no way that Kyrios was ever going to have Kurtze shoot another shot on target. He got the 1 shot and the 1 goal. He's absolutely lethal when he gets the opportunity. Well, whether they can keep doing that, if they can, I'm confident that Donkey Punch will be able to get the win. But now we've got the game number 4 on the board, and they're going to need to shut out Kyrios. And with that, also the shooting man Kyrios, obviously. Donkey Punch, this is a big task, but we are going to get this one started as soon as the countdown begins. And there we go, Nore and Maki, I think it is, on the kickoff. Yes, indeed. 5 minutes on the clock as usual. It's Kurza once again with an opportunity. Gets the shot on target. Saved by Nullai, though.
How about that? That would have been a brilliant start. Kurza getting an early shot off and nearly finding an early goal for himself and Kyrios. It would have been so good, but instead it was sent down the other end. Donkey Punch found themselves with an opportunity, and they still find themselves with it as the pressure is still in the Kyrios half, but this time it's Kurza taking a shot, and Maki gets in the way of his own teammate shot there.
Future tries to get that one center. The recovery will be a lengthy process because it was on 4 boots while dropping down. Nora, what are you doing? Why did you flip out of that? He was in the perfect cherry picking position and just didn't wait for it that little bit more to see whether the miss was actually going to come out. A massively missed opportunity. To be fair, you don't really expect them to miss that in that kind of position. Well, Chucho, he might have just saved that shot as well. Oh no! If this sets the tone for the game, this is going to be a terrible game.
Yeah, I mean, a missed opportunity there from Nuri. It was a big chance. I feel like he expected his teammates to be in the centre for him. Maki blocking an early shot from Chucho, I think it was, or it was Kurza, and this time Chucho, blocking his own teammate's shot. If it's going to keep happening, like he said, it's going to be an incredibly, not bad game to watch, because there'll be chances, but it's just their own teams that are killing themselves, really.
It'd be an absolute clown fiesta. Sometimes I'm down for a clown fiesta as well. That is, sometimes it's hilarious to watch Muggy is in a terrible position, and it is a little bit of a clown fiesta. It's Muggy in the goal like this, and come on, man. Oh, Maki was hunting down the demo. I don't know whether he actually got it.
Well, yeah, he was hunting down the demo, so I think Moggy was just there hiding on the front post, trying to get away from him, and he wanted to catch Kurza out by surprise, but instead Kurza knew where he was, and he just took his absolute time. Moggy going for the flip, resets. Wow. Even though Kurza did get the touch, that one has still somehow found its way into the back of the net, and Moggy making up for, not really a mistake, but a mishap that happened for it. Oh, wow. I don't know what to think about that goal.
The flip reset was not only, he was going for a flip reset, but it also served as a perfect block on the clear that was going to be coming out. He absolutely fully body blocked that ball from going any direction, and with that got the flip reset, because otherwise I don't think it would have been in a shooting position really if that ball didn't get hit into him. So it's a little bit fortunate scenes coming out from Donkey Punch. No lie, in a 1v1 situation, gets it over Chucho. The defender might be back, but he was Clown Fiesta.
Well, you say Clown Fiesta, I think that was a brilliant solo play there from Nola. Look at that control, Chucho just not doing very well. Oh my god, I didn't even start in the play. He literally did everything by himself. He bumped Cursor, giving him literally no chance. That is such a brilliant goal. Oh my god.
He scored two things into the back of the net. One of them was Kurtze, but Maki, he doesn't really care about what happened just now. Past, it remains in the past, and he's just moving on really quickly. Chucho combining with Maki. Absolutely lovely to get a goal back after kickoff.
Well, with still over half of the game left, this could be an absolute goal fest. The most goals we've seen in this series so far is 5, and that was in game 2 where Donkey Punch took it 3-2. But it's already 4 goals, there's only one more needed. Who knows, it could all of a sudden become a defensive masterclass from both teams. But I like the attacking display that we're seeing at the minute. The defenses have just not been on top whatsoever.
Honestly, it's as I call it, always a Clown Fiesta if more than like 6 goals or something get scored in a 3v3. Obviously, it can happen, but most of the time there's something wrong on both sides with the defensive half. It's an incredibly exciting game to watch at that point because it's just constant back and forth. If there are good combined chances, sure. And Chucho now. Can he create another opportunity for Kyrios? That's a decent pass mid. Maki having a little bit of a fumble with Nolai. And we'll get into the left side of the field where Norei stands to pick that one up. Maki with a misread. Kurtz and Chucho with a bad clear out. And then Kurtz, for good measure, bumps into Maki as well. Somehow they get away with all of this. Well, can they get away with it for much longer? Yes, they can, because Kurtz gets a free dribble out.
Well, that was close for Donkey Punch. They nearly got another important chance, but instead it was Kyrios that managed to find themselves carrying the ball away, but Kurza couldn't do too much as he was taking it away from his defensive half. Chucho is up for this one, and again it's another pass to Kurza. He takes the shot, but Nolai deals with that one comfortably, but the pressure is still there. But that's a brilliant bump there.
Yeah, Nolo very well knows if Kurtz is taking a shot, might as well stay in the goal because that will be a good shot. That will be on target, and I need to be there to save it. And Norei, I think that's genuinely like the 4th or 5th time where Donkey Punch straight up missed the shot on target when it was floating in front of the goal. They need to be changing that because Chucho, he doesn't miss the ball. And oh my word, Maki almost a little bit speedier than Norei. And Norei, I'm transition incredibly quickly, shot down by Kurtz. Nolai tries to pass to the left side of the field where his teammate is going back for the rotation. Kurtz should be first, drops it underneath. Norei with the pickup, boinking that back in. And we still got a tight game, and indeed it's been more of a defensive masterclass in the second half.
Well, yeah, I feel like compared to the other 3 games that we've seen so far, this game has been much faster from both of these teams. I feel like they've felt a bit more comfortable with the speed of the game, both managing to attack very well, both managing to defend, well, not as well until the second half of the game. But nonetheless, the attacking display has been really good from both teams, and that is why I have enjoyed this game so much. Especially when Nolai is taking shots like that, but that one is just wide. 5 seconds left, I feel like it's going to be going into overtime. Hopefully we see more of the same sort of game, the attacking being really good. Extremely close there from Nuri, but Chucho got the all-important save.
That was incredibly close. Oh my word. And Donkey Punch, they finished that in regulation time off incredibly well with a lot of pressure. Didn't capitalize, obviously, because then we wouldn't be in overtime. And as Maki into corner, a lot of boost in the tank to play with. Tries to get a pass to center to Chucho, but it should have been Kurtz there because I'm sure he would have scored it. Obviously, Chucho, a phenomenal player as well. Kurtz, he's shown some absolute offensive prowess. Now Chucho does drop it underneath, and I guess I have to eat my words. And we head to a game 5 because Chucho, he's very much great at shooting as well.
Well, the defense was so good in that second half, but it just switched off there for Donkey Punch. The clearance was terrible. It ended up being a pass straight to Chucho, but he capitalized brilliantly with a beautiful shot into that bottom corner on the right-hand side of the goal. Ascension Kyrios take this game 3-2, which means that they are sending us into a game 5 in this series. We said it could go all the way, and it definitely has.
Yeah, they really set the tone for what was coming in the first week, both with a 3-1 win, and now they battle it out to at least until game number 5. And it should. Oh, I'm so excited for this. And apparently, they're all having ping issues and stuff like that as well. Regardless of that, they are still playing at such an incredible level. They're all moving incredibly quick around the field, just moving, get that ball moving as well. Not only their colors, but that ball is moving at a rapid pace in the passing lanes and everything like that.
Yeah, it's been incredibly good. Kurza was just a bit more quiet that game compared to the rest of the games that he's played in. But I feel like if Kurza is on top and the passing is good from both Chucho and Maki, then Kyrios will take this game by the scruff of the neck and they will control it. But Donkey Punch, they need to stop playing in the air. We saw it again last game. It was just floating in the middle and they just fly straight past that ball. If they keep it on the ground, they will dominate. They will be all over Kyrios in this game. But Nullai, of course, we saw him with a brilliant solo play in the last game where he had brilliant ball control on the floor, dribbling it past the whole defence, and then he bumped Kurz, giving him no chance to save it. He'll be disappointed after scoring that one that this one's gone into a game 5, but at the same time they'll be happy that they haven't lost any previous games apart from the one, obviously. This is the most important game of any series, any best of 5 series, should I say, and both teams will be up for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a high-pressure environment, so they're going to need to deal with the stress. No lie, he deals with that incredibly well with a goal. 420, very nice. Scoreline 1-0 for Donkey Punch. And what a passing. For the first time, they didn't actually miss the ball.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I'm dreaming because they actually hit the ball when it's just in the middle of the goal in the air. They actually managed to hit it, let alone hit it, they managed to score it as well. A really good pass, and Nullai managed to reposition his car extremely well to get the powerful shot on target, and they're 1-0 up early on in this game. In the opening minute, they'll be looking to carry on with this momentum.
Now, it did get started off incredibly messy once again from the side of Kyrios. Triple commits in defense and all those kind of shenanigans. And Donkey Punch, finally, they were able to capitalize on top of that. And it's going to be a very hard game coming back from Kyrios. They did win the last one, so they should have the momentum. And that's a good bump into Kurtz. Kurtz still has an attempt. And Mogi challenged that very early. Nore. Why is Chucho sitting in the goal? What is going on there? I'm not really sure, but they got a shot off and it will be in. Chucho, why are you... He's having a tea party there.
I have no idea what was happening. I think he got the call from Maki. Maki saying, yeah, I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to get the ball. But no, there was a block there. There was a bump from Nure. And that meant that both of the other Kyrios players, both Kurza and Chucho, were stuck in the back of the net. And that was absolutely brilliant placement from Nullai, getting his second of the game and Donkey Punch's second of the game. They've got a good bit of confidence right now. I'm loving watching it. And they'll be loving how they are playing. They need to carry on though. They can't let this 2-goal lead slip.
And there must have been something wrong. I refuse to believe that that was the normal positioning coming out from Chucho. He has been dealing with lag issues and stuff like that. So Chucho definitely didn't make that decision by himself to just sit in the net and not get into the rotation at all. But regardless of that, the scoreline is still 2-0 for Donkey Punch, maybe even 3-0. Maki gets to clear out. Mogi keeps this one in. Other side with 74 boosting his hand, gets past Kurtz. Now Chucho once again sitting in the goal, not able to get the ball. And it will be Nore in the good combination play from Donkey Punch once again.
Mogi, that was absolute brilliant car control. Chucho just missing that ball again. Nuri finding that top right corner. 3-0 now. I'm really not sure what's gone on with this Kyrios defense. They have not played well at all in this game. There's still a long way to go. Of course, they could still get back into it, but they're just on top right now. Donkey Punch, they're getting all the attacks and all the goals too. They're actually capitalizing finally on the majority of shots that they're getting.
It would be sad to see this best of 5 end with a dominating performance from one side. So personally, I'm hoping for at least a little bit of a comeback from Kyrios, and that could be started here. Chucho tries to go for the shot, doesn't really have the angle though. He does have the angle to get this one back in towards the midfield. Double commit coming in. So in the long term, it could still be Donkey Punch conceding a goal, but the boost is also lacking on Kyrios. They're not really getting that ball moving anymore. But Maki somehow with 0 boost stays in. Nora gets the save. Maki should not have even been allowed to get a shot there though.
Well, yeah, that goal could have turned this game on its head, really. Moggy sending that one forward, Nuri not got the boost up. But if Maki had managed to find the back of the net, then it would have turned the game on its head. The tables would have been turned completely. But luckily for Donkey Punch, it is still 3-1. Nuri is trying to send that one forward. They're just trying to get it away from their half right now. They don't want any pressure in their defensive zone. Nula is sending that one down, but Kurza, gets a really good save.
3-goal lead, 1 minute 20. It's not impossible, but it's incredibly hard to get that going, and you're gonna have to need some luck on your side. Good kickoff strategy as well to make sure you get possession. But if they get one in the next 10 seconds or so, and that is not the team that I'm talking about, Muggy, he got one in. That's going to make the road even harder for Kyrios.
Well, it's not happened once this game, it's happened twice. 2 times the ball's been floating in the middle, and 2 times they've actually scored it. It's much better this time from Donkey Punch. If only they could have done that the whole series. It could have been a 3-0 sweep realistically with the amount of chances that they had in those sort of areas, those sort of positions. But at least they've capitalised now. It's 4-0. Complete domination for them.
Everyone back. We live in a fairy tale because I don't know what's going on, and essentially Kyrios, they're looking to make that fairy tale even more unbelievable if they can make the comeback, because that would be absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how they're going to do it, but with 1 goal, 54 seconds, 3 goals left to go, it is something that's possible. They need to keep this one out though, and Kurza does exactly that.
Yeah, it is definitely possible, but in my opinion, the way that they've been playing in this final game of the series, this game 5, it's possible, but I feel like that goal was just a consolation. I don't think it will mean too much come the end of the game.
Yeah, I tend to agree. It is incredibly hard, especially with the problems that they've been dealing with. I must assume that mentally they're also not having the greatest time playing the game right now, because if you concede a goal because one of your teammates can't be in the rotation because either his lag problems or his controller doesn't work or whatever, then that's just going to annoy you, put you on tilt a little bit, and that's never a good thing in Rocket League. And with it being 7 seconds, that will be the game going for Donkey Punch. Incredibly unfortunate for Kyrios that they had the problems that they had, but hey, that's also part of the game. Maki, where was this on the opposing goal? Maki, that is phenomenal, but come on, score that on the other one.
Honestly, why does he wait till the last second to do it for the opposition? Where is that being all game in the right net? It could have been so different if he was doing that the right way the whole game, but nonetheless, that was a really good game there from Donkey Punch. You've got to give props to them. Like I kept saying, complete domination for them. They didn't listen to me. I doubt they were even listening, but they didn't listen to me on what I was saying about playing on the floor, because that's where they were more dominant. The majority of their goals came from the air compared to previous games in this series. A much better performance from them, but no lie, in my opinion, he is my MVP. He had such a good game in, well, game 2 even, game 3 and game 4, even when they lost 3-2, I still think he played so well. But you can't take anything away from the other players on Donkey Punch. They played absolutely brilliantly, especially when it mattered in this game 5.
Rocket League is an absolute pop-off game, so him being MVP this week for this week means a lot for them. On the opposing side, also Kurza and his shooting in the first 2 games, then it kind of went downhill a little bit, but still in an absolutely incredible series. Unfortunately, it ended with a relative dominant blowout from the one side. But hey, that is Rocket League. That is the problems that you deal with, that we deal with. Lag is a thing in modern day society. Obviously, having lag in the prehistory, and that's going to be very hard. But we will put a little bit of lag coming into the next game. It will be Rise Esports versus 4 Templar Samurais. We'll get that started as soon as possible. But until then, we will be right back. Simdog will still be on, back with Dennis, and we will see you back in a little bit.